Hello, and welcome to LIBR 104, Public Services for Library Technicians for the spring semester 2018. I'm Dorothy Ryan, and I will be your instructor this semester. Since most of you took LIBR 102 last semester, you already know a bit about me, so I'll try and keep this short. I have a Master of Arts degree in Information Resources and Library Science from the University of Arizona. I've worked in many different kinds of libraries in many different roles. I started off as a page at a public library. I was a library clerk at a high school library. I then moved on to a Superior Court Law Library, and I was a library assistant there. My first librarian position, once I had my degree, was at a technical college, and I was the only librarian there. And then I moved to a mid-sized to small public university, and I was an instructional services librarian there for some years. And I eventually became a library director at a small liberal arts college. If you need to contact me during the semester, you may use the email in Blackboard. I'll be checking it daily. Or you can use my school email, which you see on the slide there. We can also schedule a video call or do instant messaging through Skype. If you have a general question whose answer might be of interest to your fellow classmates, you can use the first discussion forum in Blackboard. Your textbook for this course is Introduction to Public Library Services, 7th edition by Evans and Carter. Please note that this book is also the textbook that you used for LIBR 102. Hopefully you hung on to that book. The methods of instruction for this class include readings from your textbook and also some additional readings outside of the textbook, discussion boards, chapter review questions from the textbook, various written assignments, some site visits, and a final project. The final project has to do with website usability testing, so that should be a lot of fun. Here's a general overview of the various assignments and the grading. You can see that there are going to be 5 discussion questions. There are 3 chapter review question assignments. You will have 2 site visits, various other assignments, about 5 of those written and project-based, and then your final project as well. As mentioned in the syllabus, all written submissions must be in doc or docx format, no PDFs please, and should have this assignment header on it. Failure to include the assignment header will result in an automatic grade, letter grade deduction. There is something due every week. Assignments are due by midnight on the posted due date. The due dates are listed on the instructor syllabus and in Blackboard under due dates. The due dates tab in Blackboard has the due dates in 2 different formats, the table format that's also available in the syllabus, and then a calendar format. So you're welcome to choose whichever of those you're more comfortable with. I would at this point admonish you to please turn your work in on time. All right, let's talk about late work. If you have a legitimate reason for not submitting your work on time, please contact me as soon as possible so that we can discuss when you might be able to get the assignment in. I do take late work. We're going to try and keep it within a certain window of time. I find that it's easy to get overwhelmed when you get too far behind, and sometimes it's better to just let something go and move on to the next thing, but it all depends on what the circumstances are. However, if you let me know as quickly as possible that you're having trouble getting an assignment in for whatever reason, we can talk about possible solutions to that. All late work does receive a point deduction regardless of the circumstances, so keep that in mind. However, most of the time some points is better than no points at all. Certainly, if you don't submit your work, you're going to receive a 0 on that assignment. Consecutive zeros in the gradebook make it very difficult to impossible to pass a course. Academic dishonesty can include things like submitting someone else's work as your own, submitting your own work that you've done for another class, and of course all forms of plagiarism. If you are not sure what constitutes plagiarism, I have various resources that I can give you so that you can work on your own to understand what plagiarism is. Certainly, the general definition of using someone else's words and then not citing those is a form of plagiarism. Copy and pasting, again without quotation marks and citations, is plagiarism. Some other unacceptable things under academic dishonesty would be if you turned in an essay or a paper that was nothing but citations. If you don't put your own work into that, even if you cite it, it might not be plagiarism, but it's not really accomplishing the learning objectives of the assignment. So if you have questions about this, feel free to ask either on the general forum and we can in Blackboard and we can have a class discussion about it. You can email me. I'll have some resources somewhere on Blackboard to help you familiarize yourself with plagiarism and what academic dishonesty entails. Your first assignments are all on the discussion boards. So the first thing you need to do is post an introduction to the discussion board. Please do this by midnight on Tuesday, as this is how I will count you present for the course. For those of you waiting on financial aid, it's imperative that you be counted present as quickly as possible. Please respond to your classmates' introductory posts by Thursday. After that, we'll have our first initial read and discuss assignment. Initial posts on that discussion thread are due by midnight on Friday, and then you'll need to post your responses by midnight on the following Tuesday. With that, I'll say welcome and have a fantastic semester.